Hey y'all, it is Giacomo. Been a long time since I've done a long form video, but I wanted to talk with you about a disturbing trend on YouTube. I call it fake DJs or titillation. Yeah, it's a pun, it's also what I'm talking about. Now, give you a little bit of my background. I am a DJ, a little bit. I practiced DJing back in the 80s. Never really got to be the level of, working a club or more than house parties. I love house music, going all the way back to the creation of house music back in the 1980s. I still produce. You can look me up under Giacomo Knox Music on iTunes, on Spotify, Apple Music, a bunch of different platforms like that where I've got my streaming content, where I still work in deep house, one-off techno. I do acid jazz. Literally whatever comes to me, I make it, put some beats on it. I think it sounds good for an old man. Yes, the gray hair and such. My other background, of course, I worked in Hollywood as a background actor, stuntman, producer over 20 years, and I got the heck out of that place before California imploded upon itself like it's doing right now. One of my favorite films I got to work on was Man in the Moon. It was the biographical story of the great late comedian Andy Kaufman, portrayed by the brilliant, a little screwed up Jim Carrey, who, of course, was nominated for an Oscar, and then, of course, won the Golden Globe for Best Actor in that role. If you haven't seen the film, spoiler alert, be ready for it, it's gonna happen. The film purports to be, a biography and such, but it really is a treatise on the nature of reality. Toward the end, if you don't know about Andy Kaufman, he was vegetarian like I am. He contracted lung cancer. And out of all the things that he tried to do, he went down to the Philippines, I think, or Mexico, one of the two, and decided to do what was called psychic therapy, where somebody would put you in a trance, then reach in with their fingers and pull tumors out of your body, you'd be healed. Now, you don't know the end of the story, at least in that regard, but apparently, as you watch the movie, Andy Kaufman is lying on a bed in the outdoors, wherever he is in the tropics, and he looks to see his psychic surgeon reach into a bowl, and in that bowl was a little very porous sock and a blood squib. If you ever worked in the movies, you know what I'm talking about. You push in that blood squib and fake blood comes out, making it look like you've actually done something. And at that point, Andy Kaufman, who has been scamming people his entire life as part of his act, as part of his makeup, realized that he too was being scammed. So, unfortunately, he dies, and that's the end of the movie. But it also reminded me of other movies that kind of dealt with the whole nature of reality. What we can make you think is accurate or real, we will. It's the nature of movie making. Go see a movie called Blow Up by Antonioni, as well as a Blowout with John Travolta. The Conversation, directed by another great that I got to work with, Francis Ford Coppola, where, once again, the whole idea is the bending of reality to, yes, I have cats, to manipulate you into doing something, perhaps. Now, flash forward to while I was out there in LA, a dear friend of mine, Davina, invited me to a rap party for a project she was working on. It was held at a nightclub at Hollywood and Highlands, the entertainment complex called the Highlands. Now, the club may not be there any longer. It's kind of, it's one of those clubs, pretending to be something it wasn't. Nature of reality, go figure. So I go up to the club and, get patted down, even though I did security for a while. It's kind of uncomfortable. I get there and the DJ was playing every, corny-ass pop hit, barely making transitions at all on the slider. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I'm here for my friend Davina, not to really, dance or anything. And then right in the middle of all of that, his hands stopped moving on the slider knobs, the sliders that is, and all of a sudden, Jump Around by House of Pain starts playing. And like, okay, two problems. Number one, this was like maybe 2007, 2008, maybe about 2010 to be exact. I don't remember exactly what year it was. House of Pain was 25 years old by the time this DJ, again, in air quotes, decided to play it. Okay, oh, great. House of Pain. Yay, whoopee, get everybody dancing. Number two, his hands didn't work the controls. Just suddenly started playing like. That's where I knew we were being duped. I don't know who this guy was, whether he was a real DJ or not. He was just providing the showpiece so people would dance and buy more drinks, and hopefully, the club makes its cover for the evening. Here's what I do want to talk about. Because I love house music so much, and I happen to be a red-blooded American male, I love me some women, even though I'm kind of old. There's a lot of female DJs suddenly on YouTube. Now, I'm talking about all of them, but two come to mind immediately. One called Arwen's Faith. The other one is called Garzi or Gazi. I saw her this morning, as a matter of fact, playing some real nice house music. Here's the scam, if you ask me. I'm watching this young lady. I'm trying to look below her bodacious tatas, and she had the bodacious tatas as well. Sorry, I'm a man of God, but I still love the women. As I'm looking below her chest, I see her hands is kind of playing with the knobs. Granted, these new digital DJ decks, I'm not familiar with them at all. I know they either play CDs or they're playing digital tracks that are stored in probably a solid state hard drive in the bottom of it. So I'm watching her play with the knobs and such, but the music isn't changing. You just kind of see her, doom, 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 shaking back and forth. And of course, her breasts are going left and right. And maybe if you're not a deep thinker like I am, you look at something like that and you go, boobies, And I said, wait a minute. I'm watching her play with these knobs, and no slide, it's all knobs, and the music isn't changing. What's going on here? Is reality being bent so you get me to watch you and possibly subscribe and get more ad content for this video because you're showing your boobies off? What's the deal? So I kept watching for a little while longer, and the young lady's really, really attractive. Both of them, in fact, both dancing, shaking the boobies back and forth. When the transition from one track or one record to another comes upon, you don't see her working well, we called them sliders back in the day. There really was actually a slide, not a knob. So you don't see her making a transition with the knob going from one track to the other. And that's when I knew it was a man in the moon moment. At that moment, I knew that the fix was in. We were all being duped. This young lady in her attractive body and in the tight clothing and, everything is all revealed down in the middle and everything else, wasn't doing anything that I, as a deep thinker, as a man who's been in this business for a very long time, could truly perceive as her really DJing. Now, again, this is a digital DJ setup, and I didn't see her open the covers and put new CDs on. Back in the day when we spun vinyl, you had to actually hit the pause button on the deck, the turntable that is, or deck, we still call them decks, take the old vinyl off, put the new one on, get on the cans, and start your transition process, getting the beats to match up. She wasn't even doing that. Now, I've seen some DJs actually use what's called a beat match. Matter of fact, when I did security at a club in Santa Monica, California, the young lady had an Apple set up and two decks, and she would actually watch two, I don't even want to call them, two representations of the records she was playing, spinning. And she could actually reach forward to one deck, get it to slow down was what you're supposed to do with your finger, and then match the beats together. And then you turn your knob, a transition comes through. These girls, now the young lady who was doing that at the club, she's a real DJ, by the way, spot on, very, very good, damn good house music DJ. These girls on TikTok, if you ask me as well, I don't know. These two girls that are on YouTube didn't see any of that. So don't be manipulated, boys and girls. Girls, if you like girls, hey, not my business. Yahweh loves all of us. But if that's what you're looking at, and all you're hearing is that pumping beat, which we use to get your heart racing, get you want to buy more drinks and buy more records perhaps, boom, 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 boom. It's the whole nature of that. It is a bent reality, if you ask me. And I think it's actually kind of kind of sad they need to manipulate people to listen to the music and be titillated by some young lady shaking her boobs back and forth. So don't be that guy. Don't be that girl. If you like house music, listen to it for that. Listen to it. If you don't really believe me, look at old pictures of people like Larry Levan or the guys from Masters at Work, or even Marshmello and people like Deadmau5 and Cascade. You can see them. They're not smiling. They're not dancing. They're kind of maybe grooving a little bit, but they're too busy matching beats together. Okay. Now, there's a young lady who spins techno on TikTok. I want to go back on what I said earlier. She's damn good at what she does. She's involved in the music. She talks to her audience by way of the live presentations, and she actually does some spinning. So kudos to her and all the real DJs. You young ladies that are booby models on YouTube, not impressed. If you're the real thing, show me. Send me some tickets. I will come see you perform live and see if you really are who you are, or if you're just a model showing your boobies off. As we used to say back in the day, you ain't house. Your mama ain't house. Your daddy ain't house. Anyway, I'm Giacomo. What are your thoughts about what I have to say? Check out all my live streams. Check out all my TikTok channels. I got 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Check me out. I think you like what I have to offer. I might be old, but I still love house music. House music all night long. Say what?